How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another one bar build in Gedonia. Today we're going to be using the endurance armor set. Let's dive in and have a look at the armor. As you can see, we're heavily cladded in iron. Very defensive looking armor set. A great set for a tank. Let's have a look at the stats. So with our enduring set, for a 2-item bonus, our shield slam creates a powerful AoE as our stamina replenishes quicker after blocking. With all 5 pieces of the armor, anti-magic on our shield lasts for 2 minutes. And with this armor set, we have a really heavy grasp on defensive with an 8% armor and also very high physical and magical damage absorptions. Our knock resistance up there, get a lot added to health, a lot added to stamina, okay melee damage, very good magic resist. So for me, this armor is a massive tanking set. You'll be able to withstand a lot of blows with this armor, saying that you might not be able to deal as much damage. All right, let's look at our cloak. Of course, it's a cloak of shadow, so this will increase our health even more, our critical strike chance. This will boost our melee damage up as we sorely need it, and also the crit damage multiplier. With this one, we did Furious Reflective set and also the Unbreakable set. So we've got 2 of each in this one, but we really want to focus on Amulet and Trinket for the Furious Reflective. But the 2-item bonus can attack enemies around us while receiving melee damage. So this is like passive thorns. It really increases our bonus armor, our health, our stamina, and also our magic resistance. And with the Unbreakable set, our shield block can now be blocked from 360 degrees. So we don't really have to move at all. We can just block, and then we're just getting hit from all sides, but we're also blocking. And I chose the 2 rings because they give 25 physical and magical absorption. So both together, they give you a flat 50. Plus with 360 health and 120 stamina, we've got a lot to burn through before they get through our defenses. So the living weapon that we chose is Hammer of Chains and also Chain Shield, which the Chain Shield just gives us critical strike chance, knock resistance, knock power, boost to health, a boost to stamina, and 160% melee damage. The Hammer of Chains, for each strike, has a chance to chain enemies around the target, immobilizing them. Chained enemies receive damage over time. After some time, chain enemies explode. So we don't do too much damage. We do 84. Our knock power is pretty strong with this. We get a small boost to health, big boost to stamina, and also 20% to our crit damage multiplier. So let's check out the stats now. So for stats, we have in ferocity, we have Whirlwind Strike level 2. So this is just our AoE move. I don't think that maces slam the ground anymore. They still just do the classic whirlwind animation. It's a little bit of a shame because I wouldn't mind it to just slam and knock down the enemies, but that's all right. Work with what we got. So Whirlwind Strike is our AoE move. Moving on is Rage. So every time we hit an enemy, we get 0.5% damage to our melee. Then next up, we have Angry Strikes. With maces, we do a shockwave that stuns enemies for 3 seconds and also restores 15% health when we have 12. Next up, we have the Killing Frenzy, the mastery skill of Rage. It just doubles our rage generation, so we'll get 1% instead of 0.5. Next up, we have Critical Strike level 2, just a flat out increase on our critical strike chance by 5%. Melee damage level 5, 70% chance increase to melee damage, and also one-handed weapons level 2. So our damage is increased by 21%, our attack speed by 15, and our crit chance by 3 whenever we have one-handed weapons. Next up, we have Combat Mastery. We've got Enchant Weapon here, puts whatever element that you buff yourself with on your weapon as well as yourself. And Level 2 just does a cleaving attack that deals 50% main weapon damage, and it's scaled with your melee and magic bonuses. Next up, we have Defensive Stance level 3. While we're in Defensive Stance, we dodge all melee and range damage from the back and the front, and spends 5 stamina for each dodge. But with level 3, we also dodge all magic. That's a very handy one to have. This is your, oh crap, I'm in trouble move. Next up, we have Rend, just for that little bit of DPS, passive damage over time. So it gives us a 20% chance to cause bleeding to an enemy. Then we have our Piercing Strikes level 2, which every time we have a 33% chance to break an enemy's armor to make them receive 1% more damage from us every stack. And also trauma effect that reduces their movement and attack speed by 20%. Then next up we have Fencing level 4, which is just the final attack in the combo, deals additional armor piercing effect with 100% chance, and also has a longer combo for our weapon. Next up we have Blood Magic. We've got Blood Element level 2. This drains 5% of our health and increases a blood buff on us that increases our bloody attacks by 5%. The chance of them proccing, and also with our weapon and shield enchants, it causes healing enchants as well, so we can get more healing. Next up we have Bloody Attacks level 3. So each attack has a 10% chance to restore 8% of health. It's very handy to have. Hunger for Blood. The more enemies around us, the more they increase our attack and movement speed by 5% for each enemy that is near us. Very good one to have. Also, Bloody Frenzy just increases the chance of bloody attacks triggering by 20%. Next up in defense, we have Shield Block level 2. Now this one you can swap in and out for another ability. It's really depending on your situation. So Shield Block level 2, while you hold this down, allows you to block all melee and rage damage in front of you, but we have the accessory that does a 360 around us, so it'll be all around us instead of just in front of us. Next up is Shield Bash level 2. So this just bashes enemies in front of us, dealing huge amount of damage and a high knockdown effect. And our damage just depends on our basic strength and our player level. And with level 2, we can reflect projectiles back to the enemy, but only if we time it right. Next up we have Enchant Shield. And what this does, since we've got the Blood Elemental, we'll get extra healing effect, and then we can use Shield Bash, and that also deals additional magic damage with our Blood Element on it. And next up we have Anti-Magic or Anti-Magic, and this applies an enchant on our shield that allows us to block magical damage. Next up we have Survivability level 2, just increases our health by 60. And Movability just increases our knock resistance by 3, and also Defense Master gives additional power to our Shield Bash and increases our health by 30%. So this one's a must-have for this build. Since we won't be doing too much damage, we'll just be tanking a lot. Next up is Banditry. We put 15 points into it just so we can get that 15% chance to evade. And also Glancing Blows, level 2. So we'll get a 10% chance that we can evade damage, and even more when our health is lower. And every point in agility will help us increase that chance by 10%. And level 2, just if we get a Glancing Blow, it'll never kill us. Next up we have Speech. We just put 4 points into that just to give us a bit more stamina. And in talents, we have got 5 points in health bonus to give us 500. Melee damage bonus level 5 to give us 250% more melee damage. 5 points in defense bonus to give us more armor and magic resist by 5%. And also speed bonus that gives us more attack speed and also more movement speed. All right, let's see how this performs. All right, let's get our buff on. There we go, we've buffed our shield and our weapon, and we're just going to head in and try and take out all these yetis. Gather a few of them up, start whacking them. So as you can see, we're not doing too much damage. Some of them have been chained up, which is very great, and they explode. Shield bash happening. Can't use it all the time. Sort of sucks, but anyway. But yeah, you'll be doing a lot of damage here. You can just put on defensive stance and you'll just be smashing all the enemies, sort of take them out as best you can. Going to be pretty slow, but you're going to survive. The amount of damage that they're doing to me is like non-existent. A lot of dots would be very handy for this build. Get the poison on your weapons up, all the bleeds, and even the chains are doing a fair bit of damage. So yeah, as you can see, it's very slow going. But they have not done any damage to us whatsoever. Alright, so survivability is definitely up there. Take a long time for you to go down. I would suggest using this build with companions. So instead of having 3 agility, dump it all into charisma for more companions to use. The only downside is it doesn't really do that much damage. It's more meant to be survivability. With all of the potions and enchants that you can get, the poisons, you really need to do much damage over time as you can and keep them just at bay. Like, you can survive hits, that's no problem. It's just the damage output's a bit abysmal. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. That's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys later and hopefully catch you in the next one. All right, guys, take care.